So we'll do. Good evening from Tennessee. This is Crawfordsville Athenian baseball, and we're about ready to go for the third game of this classic tournament at the Murfreesboro area. And we haven't given them really good directions on exactly where we are, because sometimes we don't know where we are, but we don't go to the same places all the time. We're all over. But anyway, we're looking at a somewhat rain threat, but thank goodness we are getting ready to play ball, and hopefully the rain will stay away. Quite windy, but a fairly warm day. We're getting ready for the national anthem, and we're going to open up and let you hear that, and it'll be just shortly. So hang on, and national anthem time here in the South.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would kindly stand, gentlemen, please remove your hats. We're going to honor the greatest century on planet Earth with the playing of our national anthem performed by
Great rendition of our national anthem, and just as it was ending, the sun broke through for a little while there, and it seems like the sprinkles have maybe turned off a little bit. So again, we're about ready to go here. I think that we kind of tried to warn everybody ahead of time that we might be on some kind of a time change, and indeed we're that, starting here locally at a 4 o'clock start, 5 o'clock back home in Crawfordsville.
Yeah, and location change, opponent change, but that's nothing new that we've had the last couple days, Dan.
Well, anyway, want to go ahead and fill in our help here. First of all, Cody Emerson back with us again today, and I'm sure thankful for that. And we have, as usual, Justin Duggar, who's been busy putting things together, along with his cohort, Austin Hickey. And so we're all set up, maybe not in as good a location as we were last time, Cody,
right,
but nonetheless, we're just happy to be here playing ball.
Absolutely.
We are currently 2-0 in this tournament, and coming away with a couple of fine wins yesterday, so looking to go 3-0 down here, and we are currently 3-0 on the season, with the first win being back at Riverton Park. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Cody a little bit, and might go ahead and introduce the starting lineups.
Absolutely, but before I get into that, a very happy birthday, Dan. I know we celebrated your birthday earlier at the hotel. Happy birthday, and thank you for coming down and doing what you do. Just happy to be able to tag along. Let's get a Crawfordsville win for you on your birthday.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, we have been very much spoiled down here, and I have to say this is not the first occasion. I think maybe on the 80th was another similar situation. And, Cody, they have to do that because they think I may not be back for the next year. So here we go.
And a little bit of a lineup change, I guess, a little bit for the Athenians. Bryce Dow still leads off, but he'll be the DH today and takes strike one.
You can go ahead and get him. I'll catch up with you on his batting. He's got strike one with the first pitch.
You got Wyatt Moats, who will be on the mound for the Athenians. A.J. Hall will do his typical catching duties behind the plate and bat third. Cale Corsi will move to second base, replacing Dow in the infield, and he'll bat fourth. Cale Weimer at his normal spot bats fifth and will play third. Jude Corsi in his normal spot at shortstop will bat number 6. Caden Underwood at first base. Sam Manette in left. Dylan Farley in center. And Caden Patton is in right field. And Dow is batting for Patton.
Right, okay. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch, swung on a miss. Pitch appeared to be a little bit outside, but close enough. You probably need to go for it. Looked like a little something off speed, maybe a changeup type pitch. So 1 down here for the Athenians in the top of the first inning. Here's the next pitch in there for a strike to Wyatt Moats. And we probably should introduce our opponents now, which are the Summit Spartans here. I don't have their record, Cody. I don't know whether you might. But,
I believe it might be 2-2 or something.
Okay. We should
I haven't played
explain
too many games.
This is not only a change in time, but it's a change of opponents.
Yeah.
So very hard to stay totally prepared under conditions. Here's the pitch, way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that is Matthew Canella on the mound for the Spartans.
Pitch to Moats is down. A little close to take there, but he was certainly right. It was a low, but not a whole lot. So the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a pitch swung on and fouled, tipped into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. So quickly 2 down here for the Athenians.
Also do want to apologize to those at home if you probably do hear some wind. We are battling the elements out here, so do apologize if that wind is probably getting in our microphones a little bit, but we're outside and braving the elements as best we can.
Well, first pitch is swung on a miss by A.J. Hall. Left-hander on the mound. Here's the pitch again, swung on and missed. Ball gets away from the catcher. He may have foul tipped that. I'm not really sure that he did. But anyway, it's 0-2. So Athenians looking, I guess, for a 2-out rally here now. A.J. down to the count, 0-2. And again, a swing and a miss. So first time this year that we've looked at a left-hander, Cody.
Yes.
And we're not liking it so far.
No, he made quick work of that. Strikes out the side. Yeah, and fooled us a little bit with just some of those pitches. And
yeah, and I think you're exactly right. He's not blowing the ball by us.
Yes.
But changing speeds, it's a little bit different look than what we've seen so far this year, and so hopefully we will adjust to that. Well, this will be Wyatt Moats coming on, and Wyatt obviously didn't get a lot of varsity pitching time last year, but as a sophomore now, we're going to expect him to pick up more innings. And Wyatt has always been a good pitcher as a young pitcher, and I look forward to him doing exactly the same at the varsity level.
And just for those at home wondering just maybe about Bryce Dowell, he's able to hit, still battling a little bit of an injury. Coaches didn't want to potentially risk it with him throwing, so that's why he's still in the DH spot, but not quite 100% as Bryce Dowell. But
well, we might mention that actually happened, yesterday, and he really didn't own up to the coaches. I'm fine, and so he kind of played through that last game. And we know he did throw a ball away and ended the first game with as big a lob over the first base as you want to see. So we knew there was something wrong, and So yes, too bad, and we just hope that it's not something that's going to hamper him throughout the season, but we won't try to be specific in any way, shape, or form, other than that's an injury to the elbow.
Oh,
well, AJ firing the ball down, ready to go here in bottom of inning number 1. I copy these names quickly with the wind blowing my score sheet all over.
It was very hard to get these down.
So I better put on my glasses anyway and try to do a little better. We've got good light here, but I may need a little help. So number 6, the shortstop, is you got Brody Hendricks? Brady, pardon me, okay.
Number 31 slaps it right to
shortstop, up with it on to first base. Got him just in the nick of time. A little bit of a bobble. The ball came up in the air, as you can see on your picture, and but staying cool out there was young man Jude Corsi, making the accurate throw. And
that's just, that's routine with some of the plays that he's made made phenomenal plays yesterday at short, and lost his hat in the process, but still was able to concentrate and get a good throw down there to first. This will be Robert Gallardo. I want to say Gallardo.
I think that's the best I could do. Here's the second pitch in, the first one being a ball, and the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes.
Gallardo playing second base for the Spartans. Ooh.
Ball 3, inside. Ball not far off the plate, but not quite good enough to get the umpire's call. So, need to come back with a strike. And he does.
And he does.
Right down the middle.
Take sign was probably obviously on there with it being 3-0, but Wyatt's still able to get a strike in there.
Here's the next pitch called up, and so runner aboard for the Summit Spartans. Runner at first with 1 out.
It'll be Logan Michalak. Michalak, excuse me. I got the pronunciation from the man doing PA, and I still butchered it.
Anyway, well, we know his first name is Logan. We can do that. Okay, out of the stretch. Moats throws over, runner back in time. First baseman Caden Underwood. Long pause in the pitch. That ball is a little bit inside. Nope, I take that back. This umpire is going to be a little harder to read. He's punching the strikes right in front of his chest there, and we're back behind him, so we really can't see that arm go up.
Yeah, there was still a good pitch there by Wyatt. Get ahead.
Oh, that runner looked like he was going. You know, we did suffer a lot of stolen bases against us in game number 1. And you know they've picked up a scouting report, so we can again look for people to try to take advantage of us in that regard. But good job by Moats holding the runner quickly. And it was a fairly close play at first. Again, the throw to first.
He was going again.
Yeah, I believe that's right. Well, I know our coaches have talked to the pitchers in this regard, and we'll see if we have a little better approach to holding runners on.
I think they did a better job in that second game.
Well, he did. Runner goes. Here's the pitch, a strike, throw down, can't get him. If you get the throw on the other side of the base, we got an out. But, again, a lot of wind down here, and that does make a difference, certainly for the catcher throwing more or less into the wind from this position. So there is a runner at second base. Count is 0-2. So Wyatt with pitcher's pitch situation here. Long pause in the pitch, and that's up and in.
And for those wondering back home, looking at the weather just real quick, we're about dealing with anywhere from 15 to 20 mile an hour winds right now.
But warm.
Right, absolutely. Can't complain about that.
Here's pitch, swung on, fouled. No, it's going to be fair. I bet we got a good throw, but it's dropped at first base. I say good throw. It was one hopper, but it came up nice and really wasn't that hard. But what it did is kind of handicapped.
Handicap.
Handicapped. Let's put it this way: it put it in a tough spot to catch cleanly, even though it was really a ball that came up pretty well, but it kind of got into him. Runner held at second base, so we have a double play situation in order here, though, with number 4 cleanup hitter coming to the plate, and he gets hit, so that'll load him. And so a bit of a struggle here early in this ball game.
And they did gonna have to unfortunately call that an error out there on Cale Weimer.
Yeah.
So after the error and hit batsman, Athenians are in a little bit of trouble here in the opening.
There's a pitch. Swung on him, fouled back.
Good cut, though. Good thing about bases loaded, and about the only thing about the bases loaded, you do have a force at any base. So in grounder, you can, if you've only got a chance to get one, you could maybe get the lead runner at home and save a run and get 2 outs.
1 ball, 1 strike. Sacks are packed with these Spartans. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled out of play. Landon Rowe is the number 5 hitter in the Spartan lineup. So, Boat's ahead on the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Boy, that almost got him, too. Again, and we saw this a little bit with our pitchers yesterday early, having some trouble with their breaking balls, and that was a ball that you could even see from the release did not get out of his hand right. Here's a pitch, and that was up. So we've gone full here with the bases loaded, only 1 down.
Yep, got nowhere to put him.
So Wyatt Moats needs a strike. We'd like to have the kind double play situation. That hit him. Yeah, he's just losing that ball, and I really think it's, as much as anything, he's trying to kind of aim the ball in a little bit, and when you do that, it doesn't let you come through with a normal rotation, and so.
And good job here by both 2 of the seniors, Cale Corsi and AJ Hall, coming in and just telling him to relax. And hopefully, I mean, maybe best case scenario is you get out of here. Well, best case scenario would be a double play. And you get out with only 1. But maybe if, at this point, it's limiting the damage.
Yes.
If you can get out of here with maybe only 2 runs and get that Athenian bats back up that have been hitting the ball so well yesterday. And in the early part of the season, they're gonna score some runs.
There's a pitch swung on, taking the center field over to his left, and can't get the ball. The ball kept going away from him. We had a play, but I'm not sure we got one now. Whoa!
Got the lead.
He's out.
Are they gonna say AJ missed the tag? They're going to say AJ missed the tag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Coach Moats just wants to come in and get an explanation.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the Athenians look like they're kind of getting in a bit of a hole, down 3-0 here. I guess maybe the best thing about that is it's early in the ball game. If you get behind, you got some time to work on it and come back at this point. But I think that's got to be an error on the center fielder.
Yep,
and,
that's
so we're gonna.
Unfortunately, that's a routine fly ball.
We're gonna have error number 2 here. That's the other kind of negative part. We have to be honest about it. And there's a pitch. Batter kind of squaring like he was going to bunt. I'm not so sure, but what he was just going to take a pitch. But it is a bunting situation. We got one down. The runners are with first and second. They're getting down in the bottom half of their order here. This
C.J. Dugan.
yeah, ground ball to short. And we can't come up clean. Boy, we still got
they're going to
it
get out at second. Okay.
Nice
There you
recovery. Go. Again, Jude just stays cool out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a tough ball toward the hole. It kind of gets the ball knocked down, stays right with it, gets the force at second for out
he knew
number
he still
two.
let him play at second, so
fielder's choice there for Dugan.
Maddox Rikvalski.
Yeah.
The first baseman. Rare to see the first baseman bat in the 8th spot. And good.
There's a stolen base, which we did not contend because of the runner on third.
Yep. That's just basically you have to concede that run.
First pitch
runner.
In, yeah. Exactly. First pitch in for a ball. Here's the pitch. That ball's. I think he was helpful in that one. I mean, it was close, but I think that ball was actually a little bit outside. But we needed a strike. So, count barely even at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Right back to the net.
Right back our way.
So, Wyatt now ahead on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 down. Bottom half inning number 1. Your Athenians trailing now 3-0. Here's the pitch. That one gets away to the backstop. And
they're going
to
play. Too quick. Yep.
No play. Best AJ could do. He did a good job. No chance to stop that ball, really. And so Athenians drop another one, go down 4-0. And
a wild pitch, unfortunately.
And we have another runner, Rowe, moving on to third base. So here's a ball in the air. Second baseman over, out in the foul ground, and no play. That's one of those balls again. They're running, but the ball's running away.
Right.
And wind is going to, that's another factor. Early season, first time you see wind like that, first time you play under the lights, that's just it's something that takes a little while to adjust to.
Well, good thing is Wyatt's 1 strike away.
Yep. So 2-2. Here's the pitch. This one's outside. Wind picking up again. So, like Cody said, we're not able to stop the noise that probably comes through. Here's a foul ball. The count remains 3-2. Wyatt Moats on the delivery. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. A little bit up and in, and I think Wyatt was wanting that pitch.
Runners on the corner for center fielder number 8, Jace Kirby.
Be the center fielder number 8, Jace Kirby, as the Spartans have officially gone through their order here in their half of the first inning.
All right, Wyatt ready to go again.
Yep,
Here's the pitch.
runner takes off.
And again, we concede second base with a runner on third.
You just have to.
Well, maybe later on in the season, but right now.
Right.
Because
the second you throw down to second, that runner from third will be off and will likely score.
Here's a pitch down and in.
Gonna have a mound visit.
Yeah.
And being limited.
Definitely. I mean,
if Wyatt can't get you a couple innings, you're going to have to really dig deep. And then the big thing, Dan, we still got a game tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have to dig a little deep into the rotation.
Well, but we do have, for example, last year down here, Caden Underwood threw several innings. I think he actually threw the better part of one ball game. And, of course, we have more innings with Jude Corsi.
Absolutely.
There's a couple. So we're not exactly totally strapped, but it certainly changes, our plans. And so we just have to adjust. And
yep.
Here's the pitch right down the middle. And he let that one go. See, that's probably the hardest ball he's throwing. Mm-hmm. And so we get an idea of what Coach was telling him.
Probably had a little frustration bent up in that one.
I mentioned earlier, no question, several of these pitches, he's more aiming. No, he gets down, I'm afraid of walking a guy, and so I kind of ease off and aim the ball in there. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. They're at 2. Ooh. That was at the top of the zone.
It was.
And the batter was trying to steal a base on balls there.
Yeah, that's why you don't go down to first until the ump gives the call.
Full count. Pitch on the way. Ground ball short. Up onto first base. And that'll end the inning. Okay. But big damage there by the Spartans, coming up with 4 runs here in the bottom of the first. So Athenian's going to have to play from behind here. But, hey, notice where the outs came. Mm-hmm. 3 assists by Mr. Jude Corsi at shortstop. So we know one guy held together pretty well out there.
That's typical of young Corsi out there at short. And, I mean, good news, there's still plenty of time.
Well, certainly we know that a 4-run lead is not too much to overcome. I mean,
and you got the right people in the order coming up to and good thing is, and probably something Coach Moats is telling them, you don't got to get all back in 1 inning.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they've shown the ability to get it all back, and you're not going to complain if they do. But don't try and force the issue and.
Well, we let's put it this way: we've scored more than 4 runs every game we played this year, and we're in game 4, and so we've got the offense. And
yeah, I mean,
this pitcher's got us off stride a little bit, but it's kind of I won't say junky stuff, but he's not throwing the ball by us, but he's got good movement. He's first left-hander we've seen, and let's see if we can get something going.
Well, and you need to experience facing a southpaw a little bit, because there's some in the Sagamore Conference that the Athenians will likely see.
Okay, of course, it opens it up for us here in the top half of the 2nd inning. Pitch on the way, swung on and shot to left field. It's a fair ball into the corner, the bullpen down there. So Corsi coasting around to second base.
And a stand-up double.
There you go. This is a guy that, is the first one you point to for leadership, and he sure has filled the bill.
I've had the chance to talk with Cale a couple of times. It's such a mature young kid. He's got his head on straight, and after that, he is 9 of 13 so far on the season. Was looking up some stats on Mr. Corsi, and my goodness, I mean, it was 8 of 12 coming into today, and 9 of 13. On top of that, threw a complete game 2-hit shutout last night. I mean, there's not much you can't do, and has the Athenians in business to start the 2nd inning.
Well, here's the other Cale. Cale Weimer at the plate, fouls the first pitch back. Matthew Canella, the pitcher for the Spartans. So we just took away. There'll be no hitter. There'll be no press conference after the game here. Here's the 0-1. That was taken down and away. And that was a pitch that was bothering us in the first inning. It's somewhat of an off-speed pitch. It's not the only ball he's throwing, but he's got a little bit of what I'm pretty sure is a change-up situation, and we were struggling with that. Pitch swung on and missed. Good swing by Weimer. Just didn't get a hold of it, so he has got a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Probably 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Need to get Kale over Corsi over to third somehow. Good eye.
Ball's off the plate.
Good eye.
And again, I said we wouldn't call it junk, but I'll pitch like that when we were playing. We would normally that's kind of a junk ball. A little off-speed breaker is what it was. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody down here. Top of the second inning. Athenians trailing 4-0. Here's a pitch. That ball's up.
Upstairs.
So we've run it full now.
And I mean, he reminds me a lot of, for those Crawfordsville fans watching back home, reminds me a lot of Jared Kirsch from North Montgomery.
Oh, yeah.
Not a ton. He's not going to blow you away
Well,
with his fastball, but he's got a ton of movement with his off-speed pitches.
No, that's a good comparison. Absolutely.
And he's a lefty, too.
Yep. Here's the pitch. That's down, ball 4. So a good job by Cale Weimer on down to first base. Athenians in the process of rallying back right here, and that'll bring up Jude Corsi. That was a good walk. I mean, he got behind on the count and didn't go for, well, we'll say now for that jump, and he's down to first. Runner, throw, he's back.
He's in there. Yep, Kale got back in there.
Probably closer than we would like, but he did get back. There's no question. Jude back into the batter's box. Cale Corsi at second. Cale Weimer at first. Here's the pitch. This was in their first strike.
Yep, that's a good pitch.
This young man, Canella, has done a nice job, though, of locating. He's going to throw you most of the pitches, at least at this point, have either been on the outside corner or actually off the plate a little bit outside. And he's kind of still got us a little uncomfortable. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground to left side. He fumbles the ball. Comes up and throws, and he will get the out at first base. So fielder's choice there by Jude, but he does advance our runners.
And did his job. You would have liked maybe for him to bring one in, but at the very worst case scenarios, you advance both of those runners, and it's exactly what Jude was able to do. Now you got both 2 runners in scoring position, and a base hit could likely. We're going to have.
Caden Underwood, you're better, yeah?
Nope, that's Isaac Rogers out there.
Oh, my. Okay, we didn't have.
No.
We certainly weren't given that lineup. You're exactly right, though. That's ball outside, so not really sure what's going on here. Maybe they changed lineup between the time you got it and whatever.
I got it from Coach Bean.
Yeah. Well, let's.
Oh, I see why.
I swung on and missed.
Underwood's down there warming up with the bullpen.
Okay, that makes
would be
sense. That makes sense. One ball, 1 strike. One down with 2 on. Here's the pitch, and Isaac tries to get that one down. But another one of those deals where we're probably a little late getting turned and getting around with the bat out in front.
Right.
And so now probably not bunting with 2 strikes. So Isaac need to put her in play here. 1-2 on the way. That's
Ooh.
Yep, got
Oh,
called
he
strike
did
3.
strike him out. Okay.
Yeah. So Rogers down, looking, 2 down now. Sam Medett at the plate. That ball is off the
Strike.
plate, and that called a strike. That ball was a little off the plate, but close. But I'm not really sad he laid off at that one. I think we can get a better pitch. Yeah, but that ball's
That's a
definitely off the
lazy
plate.
fly ball.
Call away and get it out of here. It's way out. So, but Manette down on the count, 0-2.
Yeah, just need to put the ball in play, at least. Because they've been prone to make a bobble or two, and if Sam's able to beat one out, we might be able to get a run back.
Oh boy. See, what he did, the first pitch, and I questioned it, but if anything, it was right on the corner, but I think it was outside. But he throws the next one a little bit more outside. He throws the next one a little bit more outside. And, hey, credit the pitcher. We go down swinging for out number 3. So after an inning and a half, your Athenians trail it 4-0. So we have
Caden Underwood
Caden,
out there.
yeah, Caden coming in to pitch, and so we have the substitution with Rogers.
Let's see.
So let's see if they change anything.
I would imagine they
out there.
would. Trying to see who all is going to go where.
Oh. Where?
I see Weimer trotting out to second. Darn Mother Nature in this wind. So Cale Weimer will be at second. Cale Corsi will be at first. Jude Corsi stands out there at short still, and who is that at third? I can't. Did they move Wyatt to third?
No, I don't believe that's White. It might be Rogers. No. That's Moats.
Yeah.
Wyatt Moats.
Yeah. And then, so the outfield, will still stay the same. So around the infield will be Cale Corsi at first, Cale Weimer at second, Jude Corsi at short, and Wyatt Moats at third.
Still a good infield.
Yeah.
Still a good infield.
Don't complain about that whatsoever.
Okay. The pitcher, Canella, leading off here in the bottom of the second for the Spartans from Summit High School.
And we're back to the top of the order.
Pardon me.
Brady Hendricks. Yeah, Canella is the one being DH'd for.
Yes. Nice stop over at second base by Weimer. On to first base for out number 1. Yeah, these coaches, when they are doing DHing, they present it, line up differently.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta, and I just didn't pick up what they were doing there right away. Yeah. All right, here we go. Number 2 hitter, Gardino, comes to the plate. There's a pitch down. Well, Hendricks was a good guy, the shortstop for the Spartans. He started out each inning with an out.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can not let this one go the way the first inning did, though.
Yeah, let's hope so. Get a quick inning.
Underwood deals and throws a strike, fouled out of the field to the right side.
That's where we almost close to where we parked our buses when we first got here.
Well, maybe you did the same. We decided to get protection from the building over here and got by. Here's a breaking ball. That's taken to right field.
But right
over,
at him.
under, and out number 2.
Nice job out there by Manette.
Manette.
Or
It's Patton.
Patton, I'm sorry, yes. I got the
Okay.
corner outfielders mixed in.
Well, so 2 quickly down.
Pitcher number 17, Logan Michalak.
B. Michalak.
Michalak got on an error
Mm-hmm.
and kind of led the More trouble. Here's the pitch. Swung on the ground. It's short. Up.
Good
over to
snag
first.
by Jude.
High throw, but nice
on
job
to his
at
brother.
first base by big brother, Cale Corsi. So 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Boy, again, there's what you call senior leadership.
Absolutely.
Underwood comes in and really sets them down in order and gives us a chance to get back and try to get ourselves back in this ball game. Not that we're totally out of it by any stretch, but that's just so invaluable. I mean, you get a guy that comes out there after the first inning, and if he's not on, you're in for a long ball game probably. So, great job by Caden Underwood. And I will mention again by Jude Corsi. That's assist number 4 already here in inning number 2. So, well, I didn't, the first time, but I didn't turn this one over to you in very good shape. so
I will hope to do the best here, Dan, as much as I can.
Well, I tell you, a lot of times, and it's not a rule by any, but a lot of times when you're looking at a pitcher who's more of an off-speed kind of a guy, you kind of adjust to him after a while.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I say, a left-hander, yeah, that makes a difference. Doesn't seem like it should, but it does.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, we would hope anyway that our guys will get adjusted and get our offense rolling.
And it'll be 9, 1, and 2
Right.
for the Athenians. It'll be as Dylan Farley, the center fielder, leads us off. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
Boy, I'm impressed with this pitcher, Canella. His command is excellent.
It sure is.
He knows he wants to work the outside part and off plate. And he has
Farley just got a piece of
right
that
there,
one, but
yep.
it's foul. So he's quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, I'd say he's, of the 3, I mean, Carter King, we know, the first pitcher we faced was going to commit to Pepperdine, but this kid is right up there with him.
Yeah.
He's probably the best pitcher we've seen down here so far.
Well, he's been the most effective,
Right.
maybe after a couple innings, but anyway,
How was
he
that?
he is impressive from the standpoint of his command.
It's the 1-2
I mean-
and swung on and missed
Yeah. Well, again,
from Farley.
that ball was just a little bit off the corner. It was not a strike, but it was certainly close enough. The batter's more likely going to swing, and we're not staying on the ball. That's the other thing that really happens.
Well, in that first time through the order of the 9 guys, as Bryce Dow takes strike 1, or it's ball 1, excuse me.
Yeah.
Canella has 6 strikeouts through the 9 batters that he's faced, or the 9 outs that have been recorded.
Right there, outside corner.
As we said, Bryce Dow DHing. Hardy cut there by Dow, but doesn't connect. And the count goes to 1 and 2. Canelo looks and fires that pitch down in the dirt. Evens up the count at 2. Here's the 2-2. Dow
He
fouls it back.
He stayed with that pitch pretty good. That's a pitch we've been swinging and missing more often than not. So maybe he's seen the ball a little better now.
Let's hope that's the case for sure, and we'll do it again. Count 2-2. Here's the pitch.
Good take.
Good take there by Dow. He thought about it for a split second, but didn't swing. As Bryce Dow goes and works the count full.
That time that was a breaking ball. I'm looking for the outside corner here, but he may want to throw a strike with 3 balls here.
Here's
That's ball
payoff.
4.
And
Whoa! No! My goodness. That's too bad because that was not a strike. No way.
already the 7th strikeout for Canella, and it'll be up to Wyatt Motu. Now is in the game at 3rd. Takes a strike. Fans getting already a little not too thrilled with Mr. Umpire, and Wyatt takes a hearty hack at that one and doesn't come up. That one was in the dirt, and he's quickly down 0-2.
Well, he's living with a little frustration now, both from the hitting and pitching standpoint. So let's get
it's a little dribble. That's going to be a tough play with Mota's speed. Was it just me, or did he slow up there at the
Yes, that's why he's getting talked to.
Yeah,
he definitely did.
He slowed down.
I don't know
Wyatt
what's
just
going on. Yeah.
Yeah,
He could have. Possibly, it'd been close. I think
he would have beat that out.
But yeah, I would say I would lean to think that he was going to beat it out. But anyway.
Okay. Well, unfortunately for the Athenians, they go 3 up and 3 down. As Canella works another scoreless inning. Only allowed 1 hit through 3 and has struck out 7.
Well, see that again. I know that I talk too much about base running. That actually goes under the heading of a base running mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, I say, hey,
we've seen Wyatt hustle in both games yesterday.
Oh yeah, well, right. And, Wyatt, like I said, he may be the very fastest kid we got on the team. The other fastest one may be the young freshman McCarty. But in any case, he runs well, and if he's blowing that out all the way, I got to think he beats it out. But here we are going to the bottom of the 3rd.
Where so Caden Underwood comes back out for his 2nd inning of relief. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 as Sam Sloan, who was hit by a pitch the last time, will come up for his 2nd plate appearance here this afternoon. Good pitch there from Caden Underwood. Gets ahead of the count, no balls and 1 strike.
Out of play.
That's back our way and over our heads. That jammed him.
Caden's got a nice, smooth release, and he's a fairly tall guy. Looks good on the mound out there. Does not have quite the velo as our 2 Kales do, but there's a breaking ball.
Good snag out there by Wyatt. Fires onto 3rd. And maybe that'll get Wyatt going a little bit. A great play on defense. What was it? Relatively, it wasn't hit extremely hard, but it was hit hard enough.
Well, the thing about Kale really probably should have taken a step. He didn't move his feet on it, just reached out to his left, but got it cleanly in the glove for 1 down.
And it'll be the left fielder, Landon Rowe, who was also hit by a pitch his last time. The 0-1.
That's
back.
Way back.
Behind us, and Caden Underwood is way ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
That pitch was probably too good a pitch. See if he can get a better location. Yeah,
that pitch was drilled way back, and that'll pop up against the fence.
I just tell you, without a doubt, had it not been for the wind, that ball was out of here. That knocked down by the wind enough to hold him to 2.
And Landon Rowe will stand at second base with a 1-out double. That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 32, Lucas Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson got on base with the fly ball to center that we feel like we should have caught, but goes down for. So
good pitch by Underwood.
Send him back to the dugout here.
0-1. The 0-1 from Underwood. Good pitch again, swung on and missed.
Well, I believe we were looking at a good change up there. Straight, what they call it. Some people call it straight change anyway. Batter was out ahead.
Underwood quickly ahead 0-2. That pitch is going to be laced and in no man's land, but good out there.
Cale Weimer.
By Cale Weimer. I thought it had a little more than that, but...
Well, again, I think it probably did get knocked down a little bit by the wind.
And it'll be up to C.J. Dugan, the right fielder for the Spartans, to continue the inning. But let's hope Caden Underwood can end it right here. As Landon Rowe still stands on second base. That's a hopper to who else but Jude Corsi.
Yeah.
And as he has done
do it again
every single time, fields it, fires onto first for another assist and the third and final out of the inning.
Yeah, 5 assists in 3 innings. That's well, you know, as a shortstop, I relate to.
I don't know what the average.
You feel well. He's well above.
I would assume so. Yeah.
But actually, you know, really, that's what you want, because the more you field, the more comfortable you get out there. And I mean, Jude does have supreme confidence. There's no question about it. And so he's been solid.
He absolutely has.
Oh, better than solid. Let's be honest about it. He's been outstanding.
He's been phenomenal. I don't think you can ask him to play any better than he has.
No. I'm sure he'd like to have more base hits so far.
Yeah.
But he's basically putting the ball in play. And,
I mean, can't ask for much more when you put the ball in play like he has. And just every team needs that great defensive player, and
absolutely.
I mean, to say your best defensive player is a sophomore is saying a whole bunch.
Yeah, I was just amazed with him last year. We just played second base.
I was too when I saw Crawfordsville.
So, and I kind of.
He was the one that stood out.
Kind of heard toward the end, even I think before the season was over, from some of the coaching staff talking around, said, "Well, he'll be our shortstop next year."
And they needed someone to come in and replace Austin Moats, and
absolutely.
Jude Corsi has filled that role very nicely. A.J. Hall up in the top half of the 4th inning and is quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. A.J. struck out his first time. Well, hopefully it's not a 0 for 2 with 2 Ks for Mr. Hall. And it's not as he'll put it in the play, but it'll be easily fielded out there at second base by Gallardo. Fires onto first for out number 1. And it'll be Cale Corsi who has the lone Athenian hit, and it was an absolute missile to left center field for a double his first time up. And he field to short.
He's safe.
And the
E6.
That will be an error. Would have been a bang-bang play, but probably would have been called out. Corsi's not going to like that. That's going to hurt the batting average a little bit. And that'll bring up K.O. Weimer. As that pitch is taken upstairs by Weimer.
Well, we mentioned Kale had a really nice at-bat drawing that walk in his first at-bat.
That pitch is... I don't know if that was a designed pitch out.
I don't think so. I think it just got away. But talking about it as far as base running, this is another element we really haven't talked about. Now we're seeing a left-handed pitcher from our leadoff position at first base, and a lot different. In fact, we're going back. If you watch, we've been going back to the bag when the pitcher is ready to deliver the ball. You want to get that secondary lead, but you're a little apprehensive. Get down, baby, get down.
Hit there up by Weimer. It'll drop.
Get mine.
And they're going to hold.
Yeah. Well, give credit to
Corsi will move to third. Weimer has a long single. And the Athenians are in business once again with one out and runners on the corners. And it'll bring up Jude Corsi.
Well, here's the difference in the ball game. We're behind by 4. And, if we were ahead by 4, we'd probably just be walking down to second base, giving the base free like we did them. But because of the score, we're not doing that. And the other thing is we have to be careful. And really, Cale Weimer is not a base stealer as such, but doesn't run terrible.
No, I mean, with Jude's speed, I think it'd be hard to turn too. But still, and Weimer quickly gets back in.
Yeah, he's very moderately there. Just I don't think Coach Welliver's gonna let him get too far away.
The 1-0.
Boy.
Hardy cut there. Had him off. Had Jude's timing off. Just
you're right on. Yep.
And
he's kind of lunging at the ball a little bit.
1-1 on Jude Corsi. That pitch.
Yeah, you never know, do you? That ball was outside again.
Well,
and that ball was not as far as outside as the one we got called on.
As we've seen, we've got to hold. Can't guess until the umpire gives the official call, but it was a ball, 2 balls, and 1 strike to count down. On Jude. That pitch in the dirt. Good eye there, and a hitter's count here for Jude. Let's see if he gets a pitch he likes if he has the green light. The 3-1. Weimer's off and running. He'll get in there. He went off
the base. He's out. And Brett Moats is not happy, and I don't blame him. I thought he had the hand on the bag.
I didn't see Weimer come off the base. I really didn't.
No, I think he had his hand on the base. His feet came off. He did over. Well, first of all, he was too late getting down. He was like almost jumping into the bag, and so he went on by, but he got his hand down there before the tag was put on. But we're not getting Southern hospitality at this point.
Unfortunately not. And now that big 3, that was a strike by and Jude will walk down to first with a walk.
Quite a change there in the situation.
So Corsi down to first with a walk, and Caden Underwood will look to bring in the first Athenian run. He swung on and missed that one for strike 1.
Well, big at bat here. Still a chance to put something across the plate here. Over.
Up in it, up there standing.
Well, we're staying really close. I really was surprised that we were running on that particular count that we ran on, particularly. But anyway, got to play from that point. Woo!
Hardy cut.
Little
by
ball
Underwood.
breaking in on him there.
No balls and 2 strikes. The Athenians last time in the second inning had runners on second and third and couldn't bring them home. And now we're looking at potentially runners on first and third, and maybe the same situation. And that pitch is called strike 3.
Well, same result as his first at bat, taking a third looking. So obviously, Caden is not seeing the ball well.
That was Caden's first at bat. Isaac Rogers came in and pitched.
You're right.
For him the first time.
Yeah, it was Isaac. Same result.
Right, yes. Same result nonetheless. And after 3.5 innings, it's still the Spartans 4 and your Crawfordsville Athenians nothing. As get the strikeout totals for Mr. Canella here. 4, 6, 8. 5, 7, so he struck out 1 that inning. Still didn't give up a run. No hit batsman. Did walk 1. But still, it's the Athenians just can't catch a break, it seems like.
Oh, we've had a couple calls that just they were not the right call, but got to play from that point. Got to play from that point. Got to keep it going.
Yeah, hopefully Underwood continues his strong performance in 2 innings of relief. Has allowed just 1 hit.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up Maddox Rigvolsky. And he slaps the first pitch. Heads up, Athenian dugout, and most importantly, heads up Mama Ehrlich down there. She just got a new camera, I know. She doesn't want a second one broken. because I know those things are not the cheapest. Towering fly ball. And that'll be easily caught out there by Sam Manette for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up the center fielder, number 8, Jace Kirby. Kirby hardy cut. The count goes 0-1 as Underwood gets ahead in the count. The 0-1 down in the dirt. No balls, or 1 ball and 1 strike, excuse me. And that was nowhere close from Mr. Underwood. Just shake that one off and move on. 2-1 to the count now. Two and 1. That caught part of the plate.
Yeah.
2-2.
Good pitch.
The 2-2.
Good pitch.
Strike 3, and he knew it. You're right, Dan.
He was
dropped
on his
head.
way to the dugout before the umpire got the hand up.
He dropped his head the second that he caught it, and also worth noting, that is the first Athenian strikeout by a pitcher today. And we'll go back to the top of the lineup with nobody on and 2 out for the shortstop, Brady Hendricks.
With that said, concerning the strikeouts, Caden Underwood has done a great job for now 2 2/3 innings.
He sure has. Good pitch, I thought.
I agree.
And A.J. Hall thought so, too. He tried to frame it a little bit to help Underwood out, but 2 balls and no strikes to count nonetheless.
That was that.
There's one.
He gave us that one. No, honestly, the ball was lower than the other, and both of them were across the plate.
The 2-1 from Underwood. Called a strike. That looked in about the same relative spot as the first one, but we'll take the strike, and 2 balls and 2 strikes to count now. Here's the 2-2. Good pitch by Caden Underwood, and another strong inning in relief for the senior.
Well, we've taken care of this leadoff hitter, but well, you know, we've had 5 base runners and 3 hits maybe. Or 2. Two, I think. Yeah.
No.
Let's see, 1. I can only find 2.
Yes, 2. Yes, I have us with 2 as
We've
well.
had 3 guys on base, a couple of walks, and 1 via the air. And so we've had a chance, as you know. We've been second and third. We've been
first and third.
And yeah, we've just not been able to get that key base hit at this point in time. But, you know, Underwood is giving us a chance to get back in this ball game.
And that's all you can ask for. That is all you can ask for from Caden Underwood. And we'll be back. Duggar. Here, grab my bag. Sam Manette takes ball 1. Manette takes ball 2. And Manette struck out his first time up.
No. Oh,
that's
a really bad call. That ball was outside, but it was also low.
Here's the 2-1 hardy cut by Manette to make the count 2-2.
Come on, Sam.
Yeah, needs something. 2-2. Just inside.
Yeah.
The count goes full on Manette. And the payoff is in the dirt. Good job there by Sam Manette to draw a leadoff walk. We have drawn 3 walks today.
Okay. Dylan, something going there.
Yep, and we're going to choose
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, we got him in a rundown.
You talk about a base running mistake.
Keep going.
Oh, he's caught.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Boy. Not good.
Can't afford to have that happen.
again, it was it was the same play. Now we had to bunt for a hit on. That's up the middle.
And hustle, good hustle out there by Farley, but he'll be retired.
Yeah, good play by the second baseman there.
We'll go back to the top of the order for Bryce Dowell. That pitch, good eye there by Dowell, who takes a first pitch ball. And got just enough of that one to foul it off. To make the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 downstairs. 2-1. Another one downstairs. Good eye there by Dowell. The count goes 3-1, and Dowell will take a walk. And Dan, that goes to show you how important that base running mistake is.
Yeah,
instead of runners at first and second and nobody out,
Well, we
or we would have had one,
but
1 out. Yes.
yeah,
First and second, 1 out. There's just 1 runner at first, but 2 outs. And
that ate him up. but he's
good
got time.
hop. They're gonna say he got him. Good hustle though, but most did run that one all the way out.
Okay.
But Athenians once again go quietly in their half of the 5th inning. As the Athenians look to have something, but a base running blunder kind of got them out of it.
You know, look at that first inning on their scoring, Cody. How many hits did they get in the first inning?
They didn't have any.
No, that's my
Yeah,
point.
They have 1 hit.
You know,
They have
they
one
have
hit.
1 hit exactly. So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, our offense kind of looks like it's not doing anything, but you know, we've had runners on base and a couple of good base hits, and just can't cross home plate. Had some, actually, we've had base running errors. Yeah, I think it was given her 1. But we really just not, not real sharp at the plate. Well, we don't want to.
Haven't been the sharpest, but you still had your chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, if it. I mean, and I do see someone warming up down there in the pen for the Spartans. So
Okay.
maybe if you see
Well,
a new pitcher,
Hey, well, it's a right-hander. I'm thinking that maybe that's we've done a little better.
Underwood, first pitch, and of course he can't get to that one. He can't make them all, unfortunately. As that was the second baseman, Robert Gallardo, who will get on with a leadoff single.
Now batting, catcher number 17, Logan Nicolak.
It'll be Mikulak, the catcher.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2, but he was on base and scored with an error in the first inning.
And they're going to look to bunt. But he pulled back, but pitch still was a strike, so Underwood gets ahead 0-1.
Yeah, Coach running through the signals here. Number 2 man, you might think he's a base runner, base stealer here.
Underwood, quick pickoff attempt,
Well, he
but
didn't really show it there if he's going.
Gallardo slides back in safely. No balls and 1 strike. Hanger popped up. Let's see if AJ can make a play.
It's out.
And heads up to our...
Again, that
Fans
ball one
over.
time was over AJ's head, but the wind took it clear on out.
Be a strike nonetheless, and as the count goes, no balls and 2 strikes.
We haven't really mentioned this is a very nice ballpark, by the way,
Right,
Cody.
absolutely.
Overall, it would be a lot nicer if the wind wasn't blowing like this. But now that time he was going. He threw over, but he gave that away.
Yeah, another pickoff attempt there by Underwood.
Again, the throw over.
He's keeping him honest at least.
Yeah.
That pitch was outside. At 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the count for Logan.
Oh,
That was a hit and run. And does Patton have a play on it? I think he found it. He does.
their runner on first did a nice job that time. It was a ball that should have been caught. He saw that right away. He came back to the bag, then saw I was kind of still running after the ball, and he went on down the line in the safe zone so that he could get back in time when it was caught.
It'll be Sam Sloan now, the 3rd baseman. Another pickoff attempt from Underwood, but Gallardo once again gets back in there. Second baseman and batting second. You would imagine he has some speed.
Ooh.
That pitch gets away from
Yeah,
AJ.
I think probably a pass ball in that one. It's
That's
a ball that AJ normally handles.
One and 0. Pitch fouled right back our way. Make a 1-1. Game number 3, and it's the only game of the day for the Athenians. We'll play one more game tomorrow.
Hopefully at 10 o'clock.
Let's hope. That one in the dirt.
Actually, 11 o'clock at home.
Yeah, 10 here, down in Tennessee, 11 o'clock back home. Two and one again. The pitch just missed on the inside part of the plate. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Sam Sloan, playing third base for the Spartans. And that one was laced by Sloan.
He's got room. He's got room.
And he does great job out there by Sam Manette once again, as Sloan put a charge into it, but not good enough.
Not today.
No, with the wind blowing in like it is.
Yeah, wind blowing the other way. That ball's 30 feet on the other side of the fence. Be
Landon Rowe. who's 1 for 1 on the day and also is hit by a pitch, so he's been on in both of his plate appearances for the Spartans. They've got a runner at second. They look to add on. It is 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dan, hopefully when I turn it to you in the 6th and 7th, you can get us on the board.
Hey, I tell you what, we're not going to give up. That's for sure.
No, absolutely, and they haven't. I mean, they've besides that first inning, they've played pretty good baseball today. That one hit a mile, but left
Yeah.
by Rowe.
Might be good to. Well, you could throw the hard one up a little bit out of the zone. You're ahead 0-2 here, or you can throw the breaking ball off the plate, which would be a good area to be working in.
The 0-2.
Oh yeah,
Swung on and missed.
fastball up.
And Caden Underwood done a pretty darn good job out of the bullpen.
I want to tell you, very impressive. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen him pitch better, to be quite frank. He's done a great job.
And after 5 full innings, it is the Spartans 4 and the Athenians nothing. As Dan, as I just said, I'll turn it over to you and get some runs for us, all right?
Yeah, we're going to go 3, 4, and 5 here as we go to the top of the 6th. So certainly in a good spot to get something on the board for us. And we're at the point. We said earlier you don't need to get it all back at the same time, but I think at this point, really, it's not too early to try to get it all back for sure. But we do have a new pitcher here. If we can get a reading on there, it looks like number 22 is coming in to pitch here, Cody. I didn't run down all their guy. I got him here maybe.
Let's see. Their coach gave. I was able to take a picture of. They didn't have an extra lineup.
Okay.
So let me see who
I
can find. Number 22. That'd be Rick Valsky.
Oh, okay. Well,
Leading off the top of the
since he's already in there, I should have figured that out, I guess. Yeah.
Well, sometimes you never know.
First pitch in there to A.J. Hall is called strike. Ground ball, left side. Third baseman has it. On to first base, out number 1. So A.J. is 0 for 3 on the day.
number 11, Kel Corsi, batter.
And who better to start a rally than Cale Corsi?
Right-hander delivers up. 0-1. Well, we need to get something going for sure. We're down to 5 outs left here in this ball game. That's a breaking ball that just gets down into the strike zone.
Yeah, Cale been on base both times, laced a double, then reached on an error.
Oh, here's a breaking ball off the plate. He's chasing on that one. Yeah, we'll have to check that second at bat for Cale because somebody might have given him a hit on that, although we I think agreed it probably was an error. 1-2 on the way. This one's outside. Count evens 2-2. The pause and the pitch. Here's a breaking ball
Just
fouled into the catcher's mitt.
darn.
Held on for strike 3. So quickly 2 down here. Good pitch by Rogowski. He's been in a good zone as he starts out here. Ground ball in the gap. over in what we call the 5.5
Not a
hole, and
chance. He shouldn't
really
have thrown that.
a bad throw because they threw the ball out of the ballpark, and we're going to jog on down to second base. So Cale Weimer
Chalk
on
up,
down.
Chalk up an E6.
Well, it's actually we give him a base hit, I think, on this one.
He advanced to second on the throwing.
And he advances, exactly. He goes on to second. So a hit and an error there. Cale Weimer in scoring position.
Yeah, Weimer still gets the hit.
Yeah.
He'll like that. He's 2 for 2 with a walk.
Yes,
Weimer been on
yeah.
base all 3 times.
All right, first pitch in. Jude takes a strike. Jude's 0 for 1. He did walk his last at bat.
I'd love if Jude could find a gap here.
Here's a ground ball right side, right to the first baseman. Traps it at the ground and steps on first base for out number 3. So the Athenians put one on, but cannot take it any further. So after 5 1/2, your Athenians trail 4-0. You know, there's a lot of things where this game's not been in a good rhythm, and if we kind of look at our situation coming up in the top of the 7th, we'd probably not prefer to start with 7, 8, and 9.
No, you wouldn't.
So it's kind of been typical of this ball game. Well, you stop and look at this ball game. You know, I mean, you can't do it, but if you take the first inning out, we're playing a tie ball game. You know? But
Yeah, I mean, that was just
well,
Wyatt Mote's getting
Wyatt was just
his first pitching outing of the year
Yep.
was just
Well,
a little just off. None. That's
well,
and that's unfortunate.
I can't remember. I mean, I know he had some innings. I think last year. I sometimes get mixed because he pitched JV down here
Yes.
last year, but I think he had some varsity innings last year. Somewhere
I
along the
couldn't
line.
remember if
but
he
I'm not
does,
sure.
but-
I'm pretty sure he's never had a varsity start until
Right.
today. So,
And that's
anyway.
a lot to ask for a sophomore.
But hey, we are 100% impressed with this young man. Mr. Underwood has really done a great job. So, bottom of the 6th here, and Lucas Dawson, the DH, steps in for the Summit Spartans here. First pitch just down. 1 ball, no strikes on Dawson. Next pitch, not the same area. So he's down 2 balls, no strikes. Caden Underwood. Here's the
There's
pitch
a
in there
pitch.
for a strike. Caden on for his 5th inning of work here. Next pitch right
There's
there
another
again.
good one.
That appeared to be a changeup. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch inside. Count goes full. The line drive in the left field. That'll be a leadoff base hit here for Dawson. I'll bring up C.T. Dugan. He plays right field for the Spartans. Coach running through the signals down there. He put enough of them on. I'm sure that his runner at first base is probably confused by now. No, kid wouldn't let that happen, would he? Out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. A bunt laid down in. Let it go. I guess that's the best you can do. It's a foul ball.
Yep. Very heads up play down there by Wyatt.
Absolutely. Young Mr. Wyatt Moats made the right decision there. He may have had some help out there. I hope he had some help. The help should have been from your senior catcher, actually. And so I'll check that out, see if AJ communicated that. Well, it's the only play we had. So
he sits right behind me on the bus. I'll gladly ask him afterwards.
So, runner at first here. Throw to first, runner back in time. Number 9, C.T. Dugan. Runner, line drive, base hit. So, back-to-back line drives to left. And for the first time, they've kind of gotten to Caden here just a little bit. Well, here's the current pitcher, Rabowski. See if he might bunt here. And he turns, he pops it foul back to the screen. Actually, say on that play, and we've been getting off too far, that runner at second base for them actually, he did not get off very well on that particular play. Bunting again. Here's again same result. Fouled back to the screen. So Rabowski down on the count 0-2. Probably would not leave it on here.
You do have nobody out. So
early in the year, once in a while, a coach really likes to make the point, you need to get it down. And they'll go ahead and of course, I flash back to Coach Froch. I've seen him put on a 2-strike bunt many a time. So it happens. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped in the air to center field. Camping out there and under and in the glove for out number 3.
Nice job out there by Farley.
Farley did. He was very solid on that. My last few fly balls, I mean, there have been some big, tall fly balls blown over by the wind, but our outfield, other than that very first one that we couldn't handle, we've done a really great job.
Yeah, I mean, Crawfordsville has played a really good defense, besides that first frame.
No, they really have. So one down here with runners at first and second.
I mean, and overall, in that first frame, 2 walks and 2 hit by
Here's the pitch.
batsmen.
That time we're still attempting to get a bunt down there by Kirby. Kirby now looks in at the third base coach. Kirby takes the first pitch for a ball. So we got to be heads up in case they are laying it down, and he's attempting to, and he does, and he fouls it. So there's a case there. I'm not trying to say what's in the kid's head, but I do know what you're telling him as a coach. Your job is to get the ball between the lines. And I know this for a fact, a lot of players, they're more concerned, I want to get a base hit. So I'm trying to make too perfect a bunt, get it down the line, and get myself a base hit. And it's called a sacrifice bunt.
Yep, you're
and for a particular
giving yourself
reason.
Up for the betterment of the team, trying to get those runners over.
So, I'm sure the coach will be not too happy about their inability to execute the bunt at this point.
It always gives you something to work on.
All right, the 1-1 on the way. Underwood fires the breaking ball right down the middle. So ahead of the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. A
pitch.
fastball maybe down and away a little bit, but close enough to want to swing, and that's out number 2.
The batter is shortstop number 31, Brady Hendricks.
Yeah, you needed an out there without the runners advance, and that's exactly what Underwood was able to do there.
Well, it's like a lot of plays, but when they failed on the first bunt advancement attempt, it really changed the whole inning potentially, No balls, 1 strike. Leadoff hitter Hendricks in the batter's box. This one is fouled away for strike 2. Caden Underwood trying to get out of the bottom of the 6th here.
Hey, you would, like you said, Dan, we're going to have our 7, 8, and 9 guys.
Coach Welliver out to the mound.
Yep, let's just...
Well, we've got an 0-2. I think a part of this has to do, we got 0-2 here. We don't want to make a mistake here. I mean, they're in a scoring position here. You're ahead of the count. This has got to be the pitcher's pitch.
And what I've always appreciated about Coach Welliver is he is not afraid. Sometimes some pitching coaches and some coaches will kind of wait a little bit, wait, then go talk. If he sees something he does not like something he wants to get addressed, he will go out there and make sure that his pitchers, his catchers, the infield, whoever, he gets his message across.
Well, it doesn't do a whole lot of good when the horse is out of the barn,
Sure doesn't.
All right, the 0-2 now. And it comes off the plate. See, letting the batter have a chance to chase one out of the zone. So this one still doesn't want to be too good. You want the guy swinging, but something that's difficult for him to handle. Here's a pitch popped into center field, way up there once again. We start back, but the wind says you got to come in, and he does. And good job out there by Farley, bringing the ball in for out number 3. Hey, great job here. I'll tell you one thing, the coaches are elated about this pitching performance by Caden has been just absolutely outstanding.
Absolutely. And
so we go to the top of the 7th, down 4-0, and it's, like I said, a little awkward that we're going to have to try to do it with 7, 8, 9 coming to the plate. And we'll watch here a little bit. This is sometimes this point when coach maybe decides to bring in a pinch hitter in a situation. And we'll see how we play this, but we certainly need some base runners right away.
Yeah, and just to touch up on that final point on Underwood, his final line: 5 innings, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and no runs. I mean, that's just, and 2 of those 3 hits were in this past inning.
Okay.
So he did absolutely phenomenal. I mean, couldn't have asked for much. And speaking of Underwood,
yeah, Caden to the plate. Now he has had only 1 at bat. He did strike out. First pitch is there for a strike. Coach Smoach shouting down a little encouragement. Here's the pitch. That's right there for strike 2. Good fastball. And so we definitely need to protect the plate here, get it in play. The ball down and away.
Good eye there by Underwood.
On base, anyway, we
Absolutely.
can do it. That's the name of the game here.
Down to your final 3 outs, you need 4 runs.
There's a ball. Good job protecting the plate there, by the way. Ball right at the corner of the plate, breaking ball, and Caden stayed right with it, fouled it out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside, ball 2. Nice take.
It was.
Last pitch was a breaking ball. This pitch was a curveball, but great job in each case. Here's the pitch. Here's the ball taken right side. Second baseman over. Can't get it.
Oh, there you go.
I tell you, you talk about putting it in the right place where nobody was.
That's a difficult play. I'm giving Underwood a hit on that.
I'm giving it a hit. It's definitely a hit, but here's the thing. Did you notice the first baseman made almost no attempt?
Mm-hmm.
And the wind's blowing the ball to him.
Yeah.
And it made it much harder for the second baseman. Just couldn't get there. Base hit, Caden Underwood.
We have a courtesy runner up there.
Number 29. I've got it here someplace. Here it is.
There we go.
Hayden
Craig. Okay.
Here's the pitch in there for a strike. Boy, here's a place, and it's a real learning place for a young player here. But, it's like this run doesn't count, you tell the young man.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to stay safe. You've got to be pushed all the way around.
Yeah.
Count evens, one ball, one strike. Sam Manette, your batter. Sam's played great outfield today. He is 0 for 1 with a base on balls his last at bat. Now,
good eye.
Sam did get caught out of position there as a base runner, but he was the one when we were attempting to bunt and took a pitch and he got cut off. Here's the pitch taken to right field. That's out of play, so we'll be down on the count. Well, count actually even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch swung on a miss. Breaking ball, and Sam kind of pulled off a little bit on that one, but it was well-placed pitch. So 1 down here. Okay.
Number 19.
Number 19. Let me jump on that one. Well, I don't see.
Jude Hutchison.
Jude, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get the jumping batters around here. So Jude Kersey comes to the plate, hitting out of the ninth slot. Here's the pitch, ground ball to shortstop. He's over, has the big hop on to first base, and that'll be a ball game as it goes 6-4-3, a twin killing, and we have our first loss of the season. But I think still a very important game for us, simply because we have a new situation. Have to help with the pitcher right away. And honestly, the highlight of the day was indeed Caden Underwood.
Absolutely. He came in and gave you 5 strong innings of relief. And just a quick final line score for Crawfordsville: no runs on 4 hits. And had 2 errors. For the Spartans, 4 runs, 4 hits, and they committed 2 errors. So, you take away that not so pretty first inning, and they play each other pretty even for the rest of the 6 innings. So, it'll be one to learn from, and just kind of feel bad a little bit for Wyatt with that start. But hey, he'll learn from it.
Part of the education.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
You typically learn more in a loss than you do in a win. But 3-1, and best part is we're not going to have long to dwell on it, Dan. We'll have tonight, but you conclude this tournament tomorrow. Want to get out of here with a win, and 3-1 down here would not be
not bad at all. And we were taken out of rhythm. We all know that Dow was the scheduled starting pitcher down here, and with the injury, that changes our situation. And really, I thought we handled things pretty well.
Yeah.
So, 3-1 on the season, 2-1 down here, and play again tomorrow. That'll be at 11 o'clock back in Crawfordsville, and we are still supposed to have possibly some big rain in this area.
Yep.
And so we'll just say that, we're on schedule right now at 11 o'clock tomorrow. But if indeed something happens, we'll try to put communication electronically in one way, shape, or the other, and hopefully everybody will be able to catch up with us. But I know that we're still scheduled to play on turf.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's a plus. So if it does rain, hopefully that turf, where we're going to be playing, can drain things out. And like I said, just get back tomorrow and end the trip with a win and go home and with your heads held high.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks again to the crew, Cody Emerson, keeping us straight out here, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. And it's still good Athenian baseball.